Hi everyone, I'm meteorologist Rusty McCranie, and welcome to Weather Express. It's your weather in 5 minutes. Start the clock. Friends, we actually have our first potential tropical development area of the Atlantic hurricane season off the coast of Florida, Georgia, and the Carolinas. Very stormy conditions for South Florida. We'll highlight that in a second, but we're actually going to start off this video with what's going to be happening in the Intermountain West and the plains, because they are in store for an active forecast today and really for the next several days and for a very large area. Look, this is a complex system. We've got a broad area of low pressure over Colorado right now, a warm front that has lifted through the plains and all the way into the western Great Lakes. You get as far north as Minneapolis and temperatures right now are in the 90s. There's another frontal boundary there as well. Storms are developing along that. When we look at the current warnings in play, you're going to see many active areas. This line from Minneapolis back into southern sides of Nebraska is really lighting up right now. All of that red severe thunderstorm warnings. Secondary area closer to that center of circulation through the Texas and Oklahoma panhandles, lifting north into the southwest sides of Nebraska. All of this should fill in later on this Monday. And when you take a look at the watches that are into play, look at more and more just pop up. All of these are severe thunderstorm watches, but look how widespread the coverage is. And, you know, the main threat is going to be strong straight line winds of 70 miles an hour or even higher. But there will be some spots with some destructive hail, maybe up to 2.5 inches in size. So between ping pong and maybe up to baseball in a couple of spots. Can't rule out an isolated tornado threat as well, but that's not the main threat, thankfully. But again, you know, overall, this is going to be a very active area for the coming days. Today, your best risk for severe storms, the enhanced area, 3 out of 5 in the SPC scale, Kansas, the Texas and Oklahoma panhandles, but that slight risk goes all the way up into Minnesota. Secondary area of some severe weather today will be along the east coast of Florida, along the I-95 corridor. This is what it looks like currently for you right now. Again, a wide swath of storms developing in this area. Now look, these storms are coming in with mid and upper level energy support as well. So numerous active storms are likely here. Look at all of the lightning as we go through the remainder of this Monday. Hefty storms, gusty winds associated with that. When I bring on the enhanced satellite imagery, overall what's going to be happening is all of this tropical moisture is going to be lifting north, okay, over the coming days. And eventually we could get a broad area of low pressure to develop here in the far western Atlantic off the east coast of Florida. It's only a 10% chance right now for the National Hurricane Center to be a tropical or subtropical storm. But again, we're just getting going here. Things are beginning to ramp up. Regardless, it's going to get wet in central and eventually north Florida, and all of this tropical moisture should spread north across I-95 into Georgia and the Carolinas in the coming days as well. It has been an absolutely beautiful dry day in the Northeast. Temperatures have been in the 60s and 70s. Outside of the storms in the Intermountain West, it's been hot along the West Coast. Portions of California, Nevada, and Arizona in the triple digits again. There's going to be a lot of wind along the West Coast. That's not going to change. Here are your wind gusts at the hour. From time to time, we'll have some winds along the coastline right around 40 miles an hour. Those are all the small craft advisories you see along the West Coast. Here's all your severe weather, again, highlighted in the yellows and in the pinks. And then there could be a flood threat later on for Oklahoma and Kansas and portions of Nebraska that I'll also highlight as well. Let's get into the models. This is the high resolution rapid refresh over the next 48 hours. So for today and into tomorrow, Tuesday and Wednesday, again, this broad area of low pressure trying to spin up a little bit just off of Florida's east coast. Regardless of any low-level development, there's a ton of tropical moisture that will overspread the state from south to north, lift into Georgia and the Carolinas, and just bring a very wet, stormy forecast through mid and even late in the week. Eventually, this will ride up the I-95 corridor, but for right now, the mid-Atlantic states in the Northeast are going to be dry. Look at all the potent energy coming out of the Intermountain West through the plains. Now, that first piece of energy moves north into the western Great Lakes, all the way into Wisconsin and portions of the UP of Michigan. It will drag a line of storms all the way through the Midwest, through Missouri, through Arkansas, back into Arklatex as well. And tomorrow, that's where we're going to have the best risk for severe storms. So for tomorrow, that risk along that line I just pointed out, from the western Great Lakes through the Midwest, back into the southern plains, including Oklahoma City and the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Things should quiet down a little bit on Wednesday. Some severe weather is likely into the Ohio Valley and portions of the southern Great Lakes and even in the upper Midwest. And then in another additional area back again in the Intermountain West, Colorado and New Mexico, where we still have a deep area of low pressure that is going to be sitting. It's not going to be moving anywhere anytime soon. And under those spots will be the opportunity for excessive rainfall and stormy weather. And I mentioned the opportunity for some flooding concerns. Look at this rainfall totals south of Kansas City, southwest sides of Missouri, portions of Kansas and Oklahoma. Real quick query on these guys, just so you kind of get an idea on how much rain could fall out of these spots. Look at that bullseye. Maybe nearly 9 inches of rain along the Kansas-Missouri border, but outside of the severe weather threat, there's a heck of a lot of rain that's going to be falling here and eventually again off of the I-95 corridor as that tropical moisture lifts up to the north. Friends, I'm out of time. Appreciate you making Weather Express a part of your daily routine. Thank you for liking and subscribing to the video and to the channel as well. It really does support us. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I'm back tomorrow with your latest 5-minute forecast.